Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing details. And I must advise you, before you go out and apply to some pretentious haute horlogerie brand for your tourbillon watch, or you take a chance with a fringy, mechanically unproven independent product, consider that Omega of Bien, around for centuries, plural, can give you a tourbillon watch that delivers everything you expect from the ultimate in haute de gamme. This is the Omega De Ville Central Tourbillon Numbered Edition, a watch that combines the Trésor case form with the historic Omega automatic winding centrally located flying tourbillon. So this watch in Sedna red gold debuted in 2015, and it updates the previous series with a larger Trésor-inspired red gold case. 44 in diameter, it's 15.1 millimeters thick from lug tip to lug tip, a relatively compact 49.2 millimeters with a broad 22 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Now, taking a quick look, you can see that the watch does actually fit on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. I'm probably at the limit of what kind of wrist can wear this, but it fits. The lugs are not out over the edge of my wrist, and particularly when I loosen up the strap, you can really see that. It's close, but it still fits. I would wear this comfortably and happily. And yes, it will fit underneath most cuffs. You can also see that while it is 15 millimeters thick, it also has a generously sloped crystal and bezel, so it should slide underneath most sleeves. It feels heavy though, weighty and impressive. You can tell where the money went. Taking a quick look, you can appreciate the details here. Start with the strap, which has a curved spring bar, so the lugs can be drilled relatively close to the case with no impediment to its range of motion. Large rectangular scale, symmetrical scale alligator leather, an expensive cut in matte blue, one might say slightly brighter than navy blue, with a folded edge, a little bit of bolstering for volume, and a monotone stitch. Rolling around to the clasp, it's a well-proven Omega design, but proof is impressive. When you're looking for a clasp that will keep a watch like this secure, a track record is important, and this one has been keeping expensive Omega watches secure since the early 2000s. Single fold, full polish, twin trigger release, so it cannot pop open accidentally. You tuck the excess length underneath the clasp body for security, and then a clean appearance, as no extra strap is visible externally and there are no strap minders. Roll into the case profile. It's simple but strong, handsome, tapered with compound curves, all of high polish. You can see the bezel is slightly stepped in from the case band to break up the sheer profile. We have a little Omega logo on the crown, and FYI, there are two crowns. The one on the case back, a legacy of the original Maurice Grimm designed 1994 Omega Central Tourbillon. This one sets the watch. And then the one at 3 o'clock winds the watch. And by the way, it winds in a counterclockwise direction. All of the drive for the centrally located hands is executed by pinions that sit underneath the bezel and the outer dial. So if you're wondering how those orbital hour and minute hands operate, they actually sit on sapphire discs that are driven from the edge of the dial, not the center. Now, this is a fascinating dial because it's more expensive and more elaborate than the ones found on the central tourbillons of the 90s and the 2000s. We've got an outer dial with an elaborate sunburst that continues the sunburst of the lower stepped center section. Then we have these lovely applied, faceted, and polished rose gold hour indices. We have a sunburst, likewise, on the center dial, given way to a rose gold etchings, a sort of dental molding, if you will, to use an architectural pattern, framing the titanium flying tourbillon, which has no upper bridge to block your view. It is a 1-minute tourbillon that acts effectively as the seconds indicator for the watch. And then looking a little bit closer, you can see it's free sprung with all the adjustments done using variable inertia bolts on the balance. We have a Breguet style overcoil hairspring, so this tourbillon truly does improve chronometry. And one of the clearest views you will find on any modern Omega watch of a coaxial escapement. You can actually see why it is coaxial. We have one wheel with two levels, and the escape wheels, which are directly and indirectly impulsing, those are coaxial on different planes. And you could see that wheel, the center of the 3 jewels, that is the coaxial wheel with a large wheel underneath a small wheel on top. Two different impulsing surfaces. That's how it works. Tangential contact, it is very low friction, improving chronometry, reducing maintenance requirements, and improving power reserve, which on this watch is 45 automatically wound hours with a rotor made of platinum for maximum efficiency. Now you can see it as a coax. It's also a COSC certified chronometer. So here we've taken Maurice Grimm's original central tourbillon idea. It's still a flying tourbillon, but now it is both coaxial and a chronometer. Still free sprung with an overcoil and poetically beautiful. You could see that the bridge itself, as well as the underlying components, are all immaculately hand-finished, and very impressive watchmaking names like Serrano Devante have gone through the Omega Tourbillon studio that focuses exclusively on these haute horlogerie pieces. So if you're wondering who makes these watches, you may not know their names while they're at Omega, but almost all of them go on to great things. They are the best of the best. All of that, and the watch retains a 20 to 30 meter water resistance, though you don't want to go swimming with this one or submerge it. Truly the best of the best. On the reverse side, this numbered edition features the image of the god Kronos, a notation that this is a tourbillon. You can see that collapsible secondary crown for setting, individually numbered, though not specifically a limited edition. And then underneath we have caliber 2638, which is automatic again. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.